Hey guys, welcome back to Mr. Beer's Virtual Classroom. Today I just want to cover a couple of misconceptions that have to do with cells, cell structure, and cell function. Did you know that 24% of middle school students and 19% of high school students believe that cells don't need water to carry out everyday function? And on top of that, 13% of middle school students and 10% of high school students believe that cells are either completely full of air, means there's nothing in them, or completely solid like a brick. So hopefully this demonstration will address those two misconceptions and possibly put that type of thinking to rest a little bit. So for this demonstration, what I have, I've got two potatoes. I've got a cooked potato and I've got a raw potato. What the cooked potato represents is a big bundle of dead cells. Cells that don't need water anymore because they're dead. Now the cooked potato represents this because when you cook the cells, they die, they don't work anymore. The raw potato represents a big bundle of live cells. The live cells are still living, they still need water to function, and hopefully this demonstration will show that. So for this demonstration, what we're going to do, I'm going to take my cooked potato. On the bottom you can see that I've skinned it to allow, if water was going to pass through, that would allow water to pass through. And I'm going to fill a cavity that I've carved on the top with salt. What the salt does is it dehydrates the cells, and if they were still living, they would pull water from this dish that's full of water up into the cells, and eventually that water would fill up the cavity of the potato. So we'll go ahead and do the same thing with the raw potato. As you can see, I've skinned the bottom of this one too. I've also carved a cavity out of this one. So we'll go ahead and we'll fill this cavity up with salt. And we'll place it in the water dish as well. Now unfortunately, this demonstration takes about a full class period to fully play out. So for the purposes of this video, I prepared two other potatoes about 55 minutes or an hour ago. So what we have here, we have a cooked potato. And when I turn this cooked potato over, you won't see anything coming out of it except for maybe some salt. You'll see some water drips, but that's from the water that the potato was sitting in. So as I turn this over, that's just water dripping from the water the potato is sitting in. But you can see that we don't have very much stuff coming out. We don't have hardly any water, and we don't really have any salt either. The raw potato that I prepared earlier, on the other hand, is full of water. Instead of having you guys trust me, I'll just show you. Now watch this. Now that potato was full of water. And that water got there because that potato is live, it's raw, it's got live cells that have been sitting in this water, in this dish, and the salt that I poured into the cavity earlier dehydrated those cells. They pulled the water up from the dish and filled the cavity up. Now, hopefully that addresses the misconception that live cells don't need water. We can see here that the potato that's raw, that's full of live cells, pulled a ton of water from the dish, while the potato that's cooked and doesn't have live cells did not. Additionally, hopefully that shows a little bit that cells are not completely solid and not completely full of air because that water comes up from the dish and into the cells before going into the cavity. And so because of that, you can see that the water goes into the cells and moves out of the cells, so it's not solid, and when the water goes into the cells, that shows that cells are not completely full of air either. Otherwise, the water wouldn't go in there. The only thing that would go into the cells would be air. I hope this clears up those two misconceptions a little bit. I hope this was a fun and informative demonstration for you, and thanks for watching.